as well as social media. Obviously, we are in a day of age where social media is prevalent with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc., Twitter. We are able to actually connect on that online ordering that occurs from the website. We are able to connect it to a customer's Facebook and Instagram, right? So that a person can literally see food on their Instagram, click on it, click on the link inside the Instagram and order through Instagram or Facebook off of something that they're literally seeing right in front of them.
I'm gonna keep on running. I'm gonna fight till I get to the top. With every step I know that I'm not gonna stop.
What's up, Jeremy? How are you, bud?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, Adam?
Good, good. So, want to say hello and thank you if you're viewing it to all the Long Island Networkers fans and all of our followers who have been tuning in to see these pretty amazing videos of our series called Get to Know a Networker. So, as many people know already, what we do is we go through 6 different questions to take a little bit of a deeper dive into someone who we've found through Long Island Networkers as a networking group, or as the online networking meetings that we have. And Jeremy has, I think, attended all of them so far, right?
Yes, I have, yes.
Yeah. Before we do that, I want to start with a huge thank you to my wife and to Jeremy's wife. So, yeah. If you don't know, today is, what is it? It's May 6, 2020, in case someone's viewing this in the future. And today is National Nurses Day.
That is correct.
Yes, so both my wife and Jeremy's wife are nurses, and at this time right now, in case again someone's watching in the future, this is a global pandemic, and our wives are putting their lives and our families at risk every single day to save all of your lives. So we thank both of them, we thank all their colleagues, and anyone else in the world who's a nurse. So I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for all your service.
And again, I'm going to piggyback you. You know, literally, my rock is someone, like you said, it's putting her life on the line for myself, my family, and everyone else who's watching this. So definitely, I appreciate her coworkers, the amazing people at these hospitals that are literally day in, day out, putting their life on the line to make sure that everybody is safe. So I truly appreciate her and appreciate all the nurses out there for everything that they do.
Incredible, yeah. Thanks, Jeremy. All right, so it's funny, I keep saying this. I'm like, let's start from the beginning, but I don't know what else to say. So we're going to go through 6 questions. I'll run you through those, and really the purpose is so anybody who's watching this to learn a little bit more about you, how to use you, what you do. So we'll go through that. Okay. So the first question is, who are you?
Who am I? That's a very, very deep question, right? My name is Jeremy Kersing. I am a co-founder and VP of sales at UpNexa. We are a credit card processing company based here in Holbrook, Long Island. And literally what I mean by credit card processing, because that sounds like a very, very elaborate term, we are the individuals who are the mediator between the business owner and the consumer that uses their credit cards and debit cards at a business. So it can be online when you go onto a website and you put in your credit card, debit card information. We are the company that necessarily handle the transaction of taking the funds from your account and put it in the business owner account. Or when you go to your local bagel shop or pizzeria and you provide your debit card at one of those places, we're the company that handles the transaction. So you're think of transactions on a daily basis. When you use your credit card, debit card, that's what my company necessarily does at a brick and mortar, e-commerce, apps, etc.
Excellent. So that answers a lot of the second question, which is what do you do, right? But and it's good. This is how it's been flowing. I'm kind of learning as we're doing these interviews.
Yes.
That I don't want to deviate from the questions, but it's fun to dig into them a little deeper. So when you say you are basically, and that's what I grasp from that, you're moving money from one place to another place for people. You're handling their transactions. So how do you, so we'll go right into the third question then, because you already explained what you do, but how do you actually do that? So when you're working with one of your clients, how do you actually go about doing that for them?
Okay, so a client may just simply, let's say, use a simple business, a pizzeria. A client has a pizzeria. We come in, we necessarily see how they are running their operations. Some, nowadays with obviously with the COVID-19, you need to be able to take payments different ways, right? So we'll come into that pizzeria and say, okay, great. We will provide you with a POS system so that you're able to take cash, or manage your cash flow as well as your credit card and debit cards inside the store. But also we will provide you with a mobile solution. So let's say you're doing curbside and you're not allowed into the store. That same business owner will have his employees take out a mobile swiper or a credit card terminal that is wireless so that he can take payments at the car, right? Okay. Also, we will then say, hey, Mr. Merchant, hey, listen, you're able now to take the curbside transactions. We also will then provide you with something that connects to your website so that now individuals are able to order off the website. Then it populates into the POS inside the pizzeria so that now the orders are coming in through seamlessly, as well as social media. Obviously, we are in a day of age where social media is prevalent with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc., Twitter. We are able to actually connect on that online ordering that occurs from the website. We are able to connect it to a customer's Facebook and Instagram, right? So that a person can literally see food on their Instagram, click on it, click on the link inside the Instagram and order through Instagram or Facebook off of something that they're literally seeing right in front of them. And that order will populate inside their POS stuff. So again, we find different ways to see what ways we can work with that business owner to have multitude of ways to take a credit card or debit card transaction, especially now. It's obviously, as you know, cash is, people are nervous with handing over cash, touching cash. It's a very, you're not too sure on, what's the protocol and you can be safe, right? So this is a way now.
I started using my phone and doing Google Pay or Samsung Pay.
Yep. Exactly. And that's another thing too. The systems that we provide, you're able to do Samsung Pay, Apple Pay. So again, the whole concept of just not being able to take payments all different ways, but also not necessarily having to worry about giving cash or taking cash to prevent everyone's safety, so on and so forth. Protect everyone's safety, excuse me. So that is what we do on the front end with the business owner. On the back end, we have relationships where we work with different platforms that provide that actual technology that necessarily transfers the funds from the credit issuer, which could be MasterCard, Visa, to issuers, and then
losing your voice there. It went all crazy for a second. Wow. Yeah, now I hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I'm not gonna move.
I wonder if that's gonna show up in the video, because that was a wild sound.
Okay, yeah, hopefully not. But literally,
we're recording it live, so that's how it works.
It is what it is. It's okay. So literally, we take in the money from the issuer, the credit card issuer, and then literally the technology we have on the back end is transferring those funds into the bank account that is provided by the business owner, putting into his funds on a daily basis. So that literally the transaction could happen, for instance, today being Wednesday, the transaction can happen today. The funds are readily available in the bank account the next day.
That's important. Yeah.
Which is important because obviously, bills are coming in, payrolls coming in, different things from buying supplies for the business to generate income. So having the cash flow hit the bank account on a regular basis is very important for a business to stay afloat and, more importantly, thrive.
Yeah, I mean, as a financial planner myself, it's all my business clients. That's their number one thing is cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. We got to figure it out, So it's super important. But you know what? So this is why I love doing these interviews, because hopefully everyone that's watching is learning, but even me myself, who I've been in business 21 years, I'm learning stuff. So I think most people, when they think credit card processor, they think the terminal, they think the fees, and they think, yeah, money's being transferred around. But from what I just heard and what I'm understanding is you really have a system to spread out across every possible way to purchase that you can implement for someone to do it, whether it's on their phone, at the curb, in the store, on the website, on Instagram, on Facebook. So you're really creating a whole solution. And what I love solutions because you're reducing the friction for both the business owner and the consumer, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you're helping the business owner by making this available, but me as a consumer, man, when I have to go somewhere else and put my payment in, I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to go to what's easiest. So the fact that you're reducing friction for the consumers is great for them. And that only in turn makes that business look that much better. So
that is I'm happy that you were able to absorb that. That is the format. Obviously, anybody can come into a business, right? And credit card processing is pretty simple, right? There's fees that the credit card processing companies charge, right? And there's the cost that MasterCard, Visa, American Express, that they're going to get for each transaction. So at the end of the day, there's several different companies that are out there that are able to do A and B. Okay? That's very simple. But to me, what makes UpNexa stand apart from the rest, we try to come in as a consultant, really try to identify and see what the business owner currently has and how he's operating his business and how we can have his business evolve into being able to find different ways to bring in revenue into the business at a lower cost, right? Because at the end of the day, if you can hypothetically, you bring in $10,000 and it costs you $500, but then you can bring $10,000 and it can cost you $100. Obviously, as a financial advisor, you understand if you can get not only better service at a better cost so that now your ROI increases, that obviously makes sense, not only for the interim, but for the long term. Because at the end of the day, you know, as you know, you necessarily have to look at the finances on a very big scale, right? Because at the end of the day, you're looking to necessarily be in business for a long period of time and making sure that you're fiscally, financially responsible every single month. But that is how you are necessarily able to grow personal wealth as well as, more importantly, able to scale. A lot of times you don't understand that. You know, you need cash flow to be able to hire one or two more employees, or to have reserve so when the oven breaks, you're not necessarily borrowing the money on credit. You have the reserve in the bank account because you weren't necessarily wasting funds. So we can go into that conversation on the financials. I know you want to jump in, and now I'm about to interview you. But I'm a son of an accountant. So my father worked for the taxation finance department, sales tax and finance and taxation department of New York City for over 35 years. So I think very much in numbers. You know, I look at numbers. If the numbers don't make sense, I don't necessarily move forward. So when I speak to a referral partner, to a business owner, I speak in terms of solutions and what value I'm bringing. And then I follow that up with numbers, and do the numbers match up with the solutions that I can provide. Right. If the solutions and the numbers match, I will hope that I'll be able to earn your business and keep your business. And that's kind of how my brain kind of works. I know it's a little bit crazy, but
no. I mean, it's efficient, you know, and that's what I would expect from anybody that I hire. You know, if someone's gonna, you know, if I hire them for personal use or business use, I expect, number one, that someone knows more than me. Otherwise, why would I hire you? And number two, that you're going to bring me solutions I never thought of. And number three, you're going to validate those solutions with numbers. You know, if you're not doing that, I'm not hiring you, you know? So it's just the way I work too. You know, that's it. I got, you know, I have a landscaper, right? I know how to cut the lawn. I've done it. But he's bringing me a solution, giving me time back with my family on Saturdays that I didn't have before. And guess what? He's doing it better than I used to do it. Right?
Trust me, I can cut the lawn too, but yeah, I prefer the landscaper who's a professional in that.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, that's excellent. Good information. This is I really enjoy these interviews because it's so much you're learning about not only the people but also about their process and their products and people, process, product. That's a Marcus Lemonis thing.
I like
All
that.
right, so question number 4. My favorite question out of everything, and it's about your story. It's about your origin story. And I always believe you got to know where someone came from to know where they are now and where they want to go in the future. So the question is simple: is why did you co-found this business? Why did you start it?
Well, I guess like you said, it starts where I came from. So literally, like as you know, I went to Stony Brook University out here in Stony Brook, New York.
Wolves.
Yeah, they're Seawolves. Yes, go Seawolves. And during that time there, I got into a network marketing business that helped me pay for school at the time. And that was really my true jumping into sales, right? I always said that was like while I was at Stony Brook, I was in sales university where I was not only selling a service, okay, which was legal insurance at the time. So I was selling that, but more importantly, I was learning some great information, reading so many books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, How to Win Friends and Influence People. You know, I can give you so many Think and Grow Rich. I can give you so many books that to me are the pillars, right, of Jeremy Hussein, but more importantly, the pillars of sales, leadership, management. So fast forward, I was always having a business and working a job. So once I graduated school, I went into corporate America and got that experience at ADP. And was one of obviously ADP, the largest payroll company in the world, great company, great information and education on sales and structure and how to run a corporate professional sales business. And I saw the value in that, and I kept moving forward. But obviously, as a young person, and you know, with humble beginnings, I didn't necessarily have or come from beginnings of having investors or having money sitting in the bank for me to make my mistakes. I had to necessarily work, learn, save, invest. So over a period of time in several different businesses, you know, while working at a job, I was necessarily in payroll, and then I was working with Chase Bank that have payment tech. They were doing credit card processing. So a lot of my payroll customers, I was referring to Chase and payment tech. And I was like, I started talking to the guy. The guy was like, yeah, you know, this business is great. I said, yeah, all my customers sign up for it so easily. Like, I don't really, it's like 1, 2, 3. I said, what's in it for you? And the guy was like, yeah, residuals. I was like, I know what residuals are. He said, you do? I said, yeah. Obviously, I have a network marketing experience. I made plenty of residuals in there. I also have, I know about the money coming in every month. So he was like, yeah, that's why I'm doing it. You know, it's not really about the salary. It's about me increasing my net worth every single month by maintaining the customers I have, i.e. insurances. So I was like, So literally that sparked my interest, because in ADP, every month you have to sell to make money.
Right.
It's to me, you're always in that rat race of running. So I was like, you know what? I need to get involved in this business. I have to find a way. So it took me some time and did some research, and I found my way into Transfers, which was a local company here in Long Island that got bought up by TSYS. But they were one of the largest credit card processing companies in the country that was based here in Long Island. Started working for them for a period of time, and I built my book of business. Started seeing the residuals coming in. But obviously, I was a salesperson, and I found another opportunity in the city I became a national sales manager, where I had sales reps throughout the entire country, and then now I was able to build a huge book of business based upon myself as well as my team. And that luckily at that moment in time, I came across my current business partner, which literally, and I'll humbly say this in front of anybody, he changed my life forever, because he was a person that literally had owned a credit card processing company prior. So I met him and he saw my work ethic. He saw that I was there early. I stayed late. I didn't make excuses. I was hungry. And he said, hey, listen, what do you think about possibly working together to create our own company? And I was like, no one positioned me, because when you own, and obviously you know about through insurances, you can have your own book of business, but having your own office or having your own insurance brand is a different metrics, a different concept. So I obviously had my book of business. I had my residuals coming in. It was nice, but it wasn't my own, right? And he came to me and said, hey, listen, I know you're doing well. No, everything is good, but I see something greater in you, and I see that you can necessarily work with me, and we can have something that is of your own, but also something that you can scale for yourself, for your family, and grow with it. And that was basically met this gentleman in 2016. And then basically by 2017, we jumped into a project out here back in I left the city, jumped back into a project out here in Long Island, and the rest is history. We have been working together for over 3 years. We did a brand change, a name brand change back in 2019, we call UpNexa, but the rest is really history. And that's why I said just being able to, start from where I was with the experience of learning sales, going through many different pitfalls along the way and struggles, but remaining hungry and flexible. I always say being flexible is important in sales, because opportunities like that came, and I had to be able to jump on it. And I was very fortunate to be at the right place, the right time, after you can say over 10 plus years in sales, and to come across a person that saw how I worked and believed in me enough to give me an opportunity to change my life forever.
It's amazing, man. There's a firm that I'm still partnered with. They actually hold my insurance licenses, called Blue Ocean Wealth Solutions, and their tagline is "Help change people's lives." And it's really why most of us get into business. And what I took away from what you're saying there is, you really wanted to change from being transactional into building relationships while having a reoccurring revenue stream for yourself and your family.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's kind of like the dream, right? Unless you like, some people love transactional sales, but in Long Island, and especially the reason I founded and built Long Island Networkers was to build relationships with other business owners so we can help each other out and not just do a transaction, and really care about that. And from everything you've told me outside of this interview before of what you're doing for your clients, the way you give back to your community, you really are a man and a company that isn't about the transaction. You're about building the relationship, doing what's best. And because you did that, you happen to get some monetary compensation from it. But that's why, one of the reasons I really wanted to interview, because and that industry is tough, and it has a stigma against it, credit card processing. And, a lot of people are not excited to talk to those people or excited to listen to a sales pitch. But that's why I was very intrigued to talk to you and your company, because you're doing things differently, and that's good to hear where you came from.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so this question is something that most of us as entrepreneurs never get a chance to answer, and we try to kind of give the message out there, but we don't really know how to do it. So that's why I built this question in here, and it's, when do people need your business? And the purpose of this is, as a business owner, because that's mainly who you're dealing with, business owners, when would a business owner go throughout their business, go throughout their day, their growth, their retraction, whatever it may be, and say, oh my gosh, right now, because this just happened, I got to call Jeremy at UpNexa because this is the right time?
Well, I say this just because, again, you hit the nail on the head. We believe in building relationships. So relationships start at the very beginning of business, right? Because I don't look at, you have to be at this number. You have to be making $30,000 a month in credit cards to work with me. No, I look at someone as, for instance, I'm working with someone yesterday, right? The girl came through one of my sales guys. She's a startup dessert company. She does like puddings in jars, whatever it used to be.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, and I actually tasted the product. Really, really fantastic.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, very, very good. She's still setting it up, so I don't want to give her name out there. She's still setting it up, but my whole point I'm trying to get at is she is in the beginning process of her business, right? And so she was thinking about going with PayPal for the website and so on and so forth. And I told her, like, and out, like I would tell anybody, listen, UpNexa is here to grow with you, but more importantly, we're here to sit down as you grow. We have programs where you necessarily don't have to necessarily spend more to process payments. So it doesn't mean that at the end of the day, you're only going to take $1,000 or $2,000 in credit cards that you can't work with us because you feel like you're too small. No, we will work with you even in the very beginning stages, right? But more importantly, we believe in you and we'll give you different tools and consulting advice so that you can now grow into being that $50, $100, $200,000 a month intake of credit card transactions of your business. So on the call that I had with her, 20-30% was about credit card processing. She was asking me about that, but it was also, I was giving her advice about, you know, she's a sole prop. She sells a product. She should be, you should get yourself an LLC. I was then advising her that since you're in the beginning stage, you need to get yourself a CPA, accounting, so you can handle your sales tax. I then was advising her on having the ability to have a qualified and good lawyer so that you can have them review your paperwork and any legalities that can come across later on. I then advised her that it's important that in the first 6 months to the year to make sure that when the money comes in, you're investing into the foundation of your business, CPA, accountant, if you have employees, having a payroll company do it. So again, yes, we're a credit card processing company, but again, the beginnings of it is a consultant. We are going to advise you in different areas that is going to help you be able to be successful so that your business can grow. Because we are, in fact, a true partner of your business. Right. As you grow and you make more money in credit card sales, guess who makes more money?
Yeah.
So why would I not want you to be successful? The more successful you are, the more money I make. So I have a vested interest in you winning. So I think a lot of times is my competitors and the people who are in my industry look at this at a very transactional business. And not understanding that if you are in fact able to market, strategize, consult your client and being to maintain the success, but more importantly, increase the success, you in fact will make more money on the back end. So I think a lot of times that we have in my industry, there's a lot of salespeople and don't understand business. Right. That's the problem, and which gives it a bad name because it's very transactional, it's very salesy, and not enough business strategy that now can help, that can translate to the business owner and says, wow, this guy really cares about me and my business, and he's telling me why he cares. You know, I think that what separates us, and that's why I say you don't necessarily have to be a multi-million-dollar business. You can be small mom and pop. We will work with you and hopefully help you grow, as well as if you're somebody who is well established, who's doing fantastic things, we will now streamline business, make you more efficient, save you money in the process, and more importantly, find ways to help your business grow, marketing, consulting, etc.
That's awesome. And it's funny because I'm finding the more people that we meet through Long Island Networkers, there's a lot of like-mindedness amongst these people that are in our group. And it's interesting because Sarah from Simple Sweet Sites, myself, you, like we focus on the beginning of someone's business. And we want to grow with them. And I think one of the things that you're saying, and I'm saying here too, for my own business, is that, we want to get in there in the beginning so we can give you, well, here's what we've seen in the past, and here's the things you should consider, whether it's our business or not, right? We're referring out to other things and saying, here's what you should be looking at as a whole. And when it comes to credit card processing, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of millennial business owners now. They're
Mhm.
coming in there and they're opening new businesses. Thank God, because we're keeping our economy going.
Yep.
And, you know, they never dealt with not having email and putting a quarter in a phone, and you know, they didn't have that. So their world is on their cell phone, on the internet, and convenience is a big thing for them. So I find a lot of them are going to the fintech companies, right? And they're going to the PayPal, the Intuits, the Squares, and they're doing it out of convenience to try to do 6 things at once. They're trying to create their website, you know, process their payments, you know, set up some of them are even doing social media now, you know, all these different things. But what I'm finding from them is they're coming back to me and saying, hey, I'm having this problem or that problem, and I got to refer them to somebody else because they had no relationship at Square. They had no relationship at PayPal. And so it's everything that you're saying. Convenience is good to a certain point, right?
Yep.
It's not necessarily the answer to everything. And when you're dealing with your money, right, and how you're going to reduce the friction for your clients,
Mm-hmm.
that may not do it, you know? And even if it does, they might not tell you how to use it or when to use it or how to apply it. And that's really why I like what you're doing, is that you're bringing in that consultative approach and advisement, and that you want to grow with them. I mean, everybody wants to grow with everybody, but you really are putting the effort in to help them grow instead of just sitting back and waiting for it to happen.
100%. And again, it goes back to, you know, one of the keywords you just referenced right here. I think it's kind of on the word on repeat on this call is relationships. This is, you know, at the end of the day, if you want, you know, in your business or in my business, in your business called renewals, my business called residuals, it's about gaining and maintaining a relationship so that now that money for yourself and your family, for your business is coming in every month. So I have a vested interest to maintain and more importantly, increase that relationship, right? So that's why I've been on every meeting on online networks. I believe in networking. I believe in partnerships, because if I can now have a client that can necessarily work with you on insurance and work with another individual on their website, work with another individual on the CPA, now that client feels like they're part of a family. They're not just another number, right? I think too often in this digital society, we are so quick to, like you said, sign up for something online and use your phone to just do it really, really quickly, but don't understand with all doing that about relationships and being able to call somebody, text somebody, have someone has a question. You know, what we have is, you know, 24 hours, 7 days a week customer service. You also have a rep that is a local rep that you can speak to on the phone, text, email, so on and so forth. Unlike our larger fintech companies where a lot of them you can't even call. Most of them you only can shoot email. They're going to respond to you in 24 to 48 hours. That is something that I know for me and where I'm at, and I know a lot of people, especially now. I call it a post C. I call PC post COVID. We realizing that a lot of things can be taken, but one thing we all gonna have is interact. So if they see you, we have this. We have different ways to communicate. So I think prior to COVID, we were moving so fast, we didn't value and we didn't appreciate.
It's a reset.
This has reset it. We have been put in a great reset, which I think we needed as a society to understand we need to value people, value your family, value your friends, value your coworkers, value the person that is putting bread inside your local supermarket. Value people, because at the end of the day, life is precious. And at the end of the day, you could be here today, gone tomorrow. So I think now, even for my company, we have seen uptick in better communication. I think everyone, especially as New Yorkers, we have such a guard up, right? Where our guard is like, oh, I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah, no.
Now the guard is down, where people are like, you know what? Let me hear what you got to say. Let me see what you can do. I think, not saying that we're going to get all the business. I always tell people I don't look to, if I get your business or not get the business, I can care less either way. I'm looking to have a conversation. That's it. I want my staff to be able to have quality conversation. And if you're not interested, we can part as friends. And my resources, my employees' resources can be resources to you to maybe help you in your business, even if we're not even a client of UpNexa. I think that is the proper philosophy, not just going into a business, trying to get someone to sign paperwork and, that thirsty, salesy mentality is not part of our culture here.
Yeah, but I hope we don't lose those people, because they make my job and your job that much easier. I mean, if we had nothing to compare it to, when we
true, and I always tell people this. I say this when I say this too. I don't want to sound arrogant. I don't want to sound cocky. I want to present myself as being very comfortable and comfortable in my own skin. And
that's a Jay-Z quote. You know that?
100%.
I'm not cocky. I'm confident.
Exactly. I want to be comfortable in my own skin, meaning that if someone's speaking to me or anyone that I'm associated with inside my company, we want to earn your business, but we're not desperate for your business. So meaning that I'm providing you with the information, facts, and the data, right? The data, the facts, and all the things that we bring to the table, and so that if you respect that and like that, then perhaps we can do business. If not, we can always part friends. Is not something where it's like we're trying to beg you or harass you. That, I'm telling you now, is so far out the window. It's unbelievable. Now we have to really build strong relationships, quality conversations, and allow the conversation to grow to then earn business. The 1-minute closing sales technique, no, I disagree with that.
And you're 100% right. You're exactly right, because this has reset the ability to communicate in detail with people, whether it's through Zoom or on the phone or whatever it may be, but people are saying, all right, let me hear the whole thing. And you're not having to do this rapid fire, let me, get to the close and here it is. And it's amazing that this is what people like you and I have always done in our careers. And now more people are open to doing it. And then once people are listening, give me the chance to allow them to listen. They're like, oh my gosh, I wish I knew about this X amount of years ago. And hopefully it's the same for you. And this is why I wanted to do these type of interviews, is really so people can take time, whatever, even if they, see it on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and listen to what actually an amazing business owner like you right here from Long Island is doing for our community, for our business owners. So I appreciate it. I have one more question to ask you.
No problem.
So the last question is, where can people find you?
Fantastic question. Well, you can find my company, UpNexa, on almost every platform. So on Instagram, it's UpNexa, UpNexa on Instagram. Facebook, as well as Twitter, it's UpNexa Payments, at UpNexa Payments on Facebook and Twitter. As well as on YouTube, you can follow us also at The Processing Plug. You also can follow that on Instagram as well. That is our YouTube page. It provides you with a whole bunch of content. We literally are in content making mode right now. So videos from how to use a terminal to how to use a POS, different programs that we provide, all on YouTube that you can go back and watch and learn and see things. And then me personally, I'm just very, very simple. Jeremy K. Kersaint, Kersaint, on Instagram. And it's going to be at the bottom, Instagram and Jeremy Kersaint on Facebook. My life is pretty simple. It's faith, family, and friends. That's it. That you're going to see in my age where I love this, show off family, show off my faith, highly favorite person, and my friends.
Excellent. Jeremy, this was great. I appreciate it. Hopefully everyone got a lot of value out of this watching, and anyone who is watching, give Jeremy a shot. You know, give him a call. Like we're saying, he's going to build a relationship with you. If you don't want it, you don't have to take it, but at least give him an opportunity to really hear what he's doing, see if that is a solution for your business, a good fit for your business, a way to help grow your business, or like he said, you know, reduce some of that friction. So give him an opportunity. Follow him on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else you can, and check us out, Long Island Networkers. You know, this is what we're really trying to do: is help entrepreneurs, help young business owners, old business owners. Someone who's huge, someone who's small, as long as they're dedicated and committed to helping one another, that's the type of business owners we're looking to work with. So again, Jeremy, thank you very much, UpNexa, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our next networking meetings.
I will be there.
All right, brother, have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna keep on